नमस्कार, फिर पैसा बोलता है में आपका स्वागत है। मैं आनंद श्रीनिवासन। अगले 3 दिन के लिए हॉट टेक्स करेंगे। आज गुड फ्राइडे है, मार्केट क्लोज्ड है, तो मार्केट में कोई ट्रेडिंग नहीं है, तो मार्केट में कोई अपडेट्स नहीं है। तो आज हम हॉट टेक्स करेंगे। जो न्यूज़पेपर से क्वेश्चंस पूछेंगे मेरे भाई, मैं उसका जवाब अंग्रेजी में दूंगा। सो चलें हॉट टेक्स।
What about this Anand? T+0 kicks off with retail proprietary participation.
See, what they have done is for 25 companies, what they have said is, if you buy today, you have to deliver today. That is, you have to get delivery today. And if you sell today, you have to give delivery today and collect the money, and you will get the money on the same day. Normally, what was happening, it was T+1. If you sold your stocks today, you would get your money day after tomorrow evening.
Correct.
Practically day after tomorrow. But now what the regulator is moving towards is T+0. That is basically if you place an order to sell today, at least in these limited stocks, there must be
25, yes.
25 stocks. You must get the payment the same day. This list will expand. In a year or two, it will become a T+0 throughout. If you sell today, you should get payments today.
So they're going to the shop and buying it.
Yes, it's like
Instead of
going
placing the order.
Yeah. So it's basically like going to the bank. So if you sell your stock in the morning, evening, you'll get your money. It used to take 15 days before Manmohan Singh came. And today you get it on the same day. So we have made quite a bit of progress. Very few in the countries in the world have these kind of facilities where you can sell your stock and get money on the same day. And this will also come to mutual funds also.
So next question I wanted to ask about was our current deficit. India's current deficit narrows to $10.5 billion
Yes.
October, December.
This is because of two reasons. One, our exports have not done well. Our imports have contracted. Our imports have contracted because crude oil prices have contracted. And also the amount of gold we have imported has come down. Which is a temporary phenomenon. People are hoping that there will be a correction. This current account deficit is nothing but trade deficit minus invisibles. Invisibles is a very... That is, you have exports minus imports plus invisibles. That means what is this? Normally you have trade in goods. But trades in services like software, and we don't export any goods, but you get payment. You export code and get payment. Plus millions of Indians across the world send money back home.
Correct.
So that is called as invisibles. Basically service exports plus remittances minus service imports is called as invisibles. In India's case, invisibles is extremely high. And this has helped us to bring down the current account deficit. Otherwise, your current account deficit would have been in the region of $100 billion. It's basically the software and Indians who are working abroad sending money home has brought down the current account deficit to practically 1% of GDP this month. But overall, we have had high prices of oil and big imports of gold, which has kept it high. But if it is within, in the entire year, if it is between plus or minus 2, it is ideal. That is basically neither are you importing too much capital nor you are exporting too much capital. So this is pretty good news for the economy as such. But when you import comes down, it means your economic activity is down, because if crude oil consumption is going down, that means economic activity has come down. And there might be a slowdown in growth, which is evident in the figures that the government has been giving out for some time. Yeah.
Next one I wanted to ask about Tata Motors will be the biggest loser when FAME 2 scheme expires.
Yes, this is FAME 2 is a subsidy scheme
Yes.
which has been announced by the government of India for vehicles, electric vehicles. And since Tata was the first manufacturer to go electric vehicles, he has the maximum number of sales. He has actually maximum number of sales of both commercial vehicles as well as domestic passenger vehicles in electric, and he has, therefore, since he has the largest market share, he has been collecting the maximum incentive, and therefore it only is natural that when this scheme is dropped, he will be the biggest loser, but he will survive the loss. There are other small players who will not be able to survive this loss. Yeah.
Swiggy records 2 million $200 million loss in 9 months in this from to December 23. What do you think?
Yes, because these are basically byproducts of a repressive financial repression in West. What do I mean is the central banker prints in a lot of money and is not allowed to go out of the system. The banks have to lend it to somebody. So they lend it to fat cat businessmen who pledge whatever they own as security. Take out this money at 0% and send it to companies like Swiggy, hoping that when the size of these companies grow so big, that the value will increase. So this is what has happened. And now Swiggy is trying to do an IPO or try to go raise more money, trying to stay afloat, making it very difficult. Yeah.
Indian hotel company has signed 52 hotels in FY24, nearly triple of what it signed in 2022, accelerating the pace of expansion.
I bought the stock for $30. You remember?
Yes.
But I don't have many, I have only a few hundreds. But what happened is luckily that the bank company turned around.
Yes.
And the turnaround went on in spite of two changes in management. Ratan Tata left and Cyrus came. Cyrus came and the new Chandra has come. But this company has gone from strength to strength. It's now its metrics is something like what Asian Paints is that is too high,
Yes.
which we discussed
Because
yesterday.
yes.
But yellow effect is there. And it's very expensive and had no relation to reality of markets. And the fact that markets took off after COVID pandemic and there was something of a revenge tourism, these guys really had a great time. Yeah, but the prices doesn't justify the kind of valuations it's enjoying today.
Let's finish with gold. Gold imports likely to drop 87% this month on high price and weak demand.
One, gold prices have shot through the roof. Then the per ounce is more than 2,200 or nearing $2,200. In India, you have an import license, which is basically 3% custom. There is a 3% GST plus there's a customs duty. And also there is this extra tax on gold fillings and which are parts for jewelry. So there is a very repressive regime for gold. But anyway, most of gold into India is smuggled gold and nothing to do with actual gold. Consumption this year has been extremely strong, and the price of gold has crossed an historic high of 6,000 and crossed 6,500 in some markets, including the tax, which makes it very difficult for people to buy gold, and therefore gold demand has dropped.
But what do you think this will be the repercussions on companies like Muthoot and Manappuram, which
No,
are
the-
gold-based companies?
No, these are very good for them because the price of gold increases. And if they are giving them a 90% LET, that is value, loan to value.
Yes.
So if it's at 6,500, you will give 5,400. But if you want to, at the end of the day, continue by saying no, 35% collateral, 18,000, that is 6,000, 1,800, about 4,300 to 4,400 you are going to make, which is lot of money per gram of gold.
So in the short term, you don't see any change in this?
I don't see any change at all.
There's nothing which is
Nothing.
showing you
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
different.
आपने इस पॉडकास्ट को सुना, इसके लिए मैं आपका आभारी हूँ. आपको अगर आपको इस वीडियो पसंद आया तो इस वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और बेल नोटिफिकेशन दबाएं. हो सके तो इस वीडियो को अपने दोस्त और रिश्तेदार के पास भेजें और उनको देखने की आग्रह करें. नमस्कार, धन्यवाद, जय हिंद.